I'm Rick Weber. I'm the emergency manager for Ascension Parish, Louisiana, and this is the 8 a.m. August 19th briefing for the Unified Command. I'll give you a quick overview on what's happening throughout the parish. Good news is that the gauge that we use to measure flooding in the parish, which is the Port Vincent River gauge, is down to 10.7 feet, which is a good positive trend for what we're looking for to get the water out of the parish. Continuing to descend all along the Amite River, so we're looking much better in the Sanamo area and areas that's been impacted on the eastern portion of the parish. Scattered showers today, no major significant systems that's going to impact operations throughout the parish. Right now, Tropical Storm Fiona is still out in the Atlantic, and it looks like wind shear is going to force this system to dissipate and remain out in the Atlantic, so it shouldn't have any impact on operations, and there's no tropical activity that's going to impact us within, looks like, the next 7 days. As far as transportation and evacuation, the voluntary evacuation orders has been rescinded for the parish. We still want all residents to remain vigilant, pay attention to the barricades because we still have some substantial impact to all of our transportation infrastructure. So don't go around the barricades, don't drive through high water if you don't have to, and just remain vigilant because we still have a lot of risk to our transportation infrastructure throughout the parish. We need to give time for the DPW crews to do inspection of the roadways and our bridges, so just be aware that as the water recedes, we may have damage to some of this infrastructure, and just be aware of that and use caution. Again, if you have an emergency, call 911. If you need critical information as we transition from the response to the recovery phase, I know a lot of you guys are going to have questions, especially in terms of debris, in terms of support from FEMA. Call the Emergency Operations Center at 225-620-8360, 225-621-8360, 225-621-8360. We coordinated with the utility companies this morning. Energy outages at 2,343, Demco outages at 1,091. ETL Fiber Edge, the backbone of ETL Fiber Edge, is 100% up and running, and they're also aware that about 18% of their customer base between Ascension, Livingston, and East Baton Rouge are out of service, and they're continuing to correct that issue. Fire services are up and running again. Sanamo, they lost their fire stations. They're operating out of an alternate location, but the residents of the Sanamo area can rest assured that they do still have fire and emergency medical services from the Sanamo Fire Department. Emergency Management Operations Center is still at 100% activation. We'll probably go down to take the night shift out beginning tonight, but we'll continue to operate throughout the weekend. Sheltering operations, that's looking good. It's trending downward. We're down to 435 people in our shelter as we speak. So as the water recedes, our residents are moving out of the shelter and doing everything they can to de-water their home and get their lives back to normal as quickly as possible. Medical, we can't thank St. Elizabeth Hospital enough for what they've done at the shelter. They've actually set up 2 medical stations. We can't thank you enough, St. E. We definitely appreciate what you've done. Again, both hospitals in the parish have not been impacted by any of the flooding situations that we have. We've been in constant communication with all the nursing homes since the incident began. The one nursing home that did evacuate has got their residents back in place, and they're all stable and secure. A search and rescue, the Texas USOR Task Force will be in the parish today. Again, these are professional search and rescue personnel. You know, as the sheriff mentioned yesterday, very, very, very well trained subject matter experts in what they're going to do. They're going to be working in conjunction with our local fire services, and they will be augmenting them. They'll begin those searches today. So just do not be afraid to ask any one of them for the ID. They're professional. They will be willing to present that to you. But these guys are professional, and they will be going throughout the parish to assist us in doing secondary search and rescue searches. Petrochemical industry is stable and secure. Companion animals continues to grow. Companion animals and livestock at the Lamar Dixon Expo Center continues to grow. It's a massive operations. We appreciate all the agencies that are down there taking care of these animals. And I'm going to miss some, but we got the SPCA, LSU School of Veterinary Medicine, Caris House, Ascension Parish Government, the Department of Agriculture. If you can volunteer your time to assist with any of these animals, please do so. If you have experience with horses, if you can lead a horse just to walk them and give them some exercise, please come down there, volunteer your time. I know a lot of people have so far, but we still need your help because this is one operation that's not going to go away for a little while. So as much assistance as you can offer us to take care of these animals, we will appreciate that. Thank you. Drinking water, the City of Gonzalez, ACUD1, and Baton Rouge Water Companies, their water supply has not been compromised, but we do have boil water advisories in effect for certain areas of the parish. Boil water is in place for several places in Livingston, the Diversion Water Company. If you're a customer of the Diversion Water Company, you're under a boil water advisory, whether you live in Ascension or whether you live in Livingston parishes. The following subdivisions in Ascension Parish has been impacted and is currently under a boil water advisory. That's Bayou Estates, New River, River Run, and Cypress Lakes. Baton Rouge Water Company, in these areas of the parish, Summerfield, Lake Morton, and Maranatha subdivisions are under a boil water advisory. So if you want to know, please go back to our Facebook page or our website and find out if you're under a boil water advisory, and then we can let you know. But this will be posted onto our Facebook page as soon as this is complete. If you have a water well, just please research what you need to do to chlorinate your water well if it in fact has been impacted by the floodwaters. What's up next is our law enforcement briefing, and I'll be followed by Lieutenant Colonel Ward Webb to give you a law enforcement update.
Good morning. I'm Lieutenant Colonel Ward Webb with the Ascension Parish Sheriff's Office. As Mr. Weber mentioned, this morning at 6 a.m. we began secondary search and rescue operations in conjunction with ourselves, the local fire departments, and the Unified Texas Search Team coming out of Texas. Be aware that they may be in your area, searching areas that are secluded and where people may not have had a chance to evacuate prior to the flood. Each Unified Texas Search Team will be accompanied by either a sheriff's deputy or a fire department personnel that is local, so you should know someone or be familiar with the uniforms of some of those that are traveling with them. Again, don't be afraid to ask them for the identification to make certain that they belong where they need to belong. We have set up a command again at the venue off of LA 431 in Santa Monica to run a substation out of there. We will coordinate our command for the search and rescue from there. Additionally, we will operate some of our patrol operations from there and provide the citizens with extra patrols in the Santa Monica, Galvez, and all of the flooded areas of the parish. You may be asked, if you're returning to your home to inspect your home or begin cleanup, you may be asked for identification and your justification for being there. That is not to hinder you, and what you need to do is to make sure that you are the right people to be where you need to be, that there aren't other people trying to get into your homes and to your property and take things that may not belong to them. It's for your safety again. So just please provide the deputies with the information that they request. As we move forward on recovery, be aware of any scams and fraud. Post-disaster fraud practices include phony housing inspectors, building contractors, bogus pleas for disaster donations and such. Also, please do not give any personal information on the telephone, Social Security numbers, credit card numbers, anything like that, and be aware of any scams. Any fraudulent GoFundMe pages that are claiming to be raising funds, make sure that you are familiar with them and confident they're legitimate before you give any funds. If you do find any fraud, please report that to the FEMA Disaster Fraud Hotline at 866-720-5721. Again, the FEMA Disaster Fraud Hotline at 866-720-5721. Also, you can report it to the Sheriff's Office at 621-8300 extension 1. That's 225-621-8300 extension 1. Travel in Ascension Parish is getting better. Again, a lot of bridges and roads need to be inspected before travel can resume on them. However, the interstate and airline highway are open through the parish. You'll find that the waters are receding, and some of your local roads are beginning to open also. We ask you to use caution in your travel continuously, and if the sightseers, if you could stay off the road and give the people time to get back to their homes and do what they need to do to recover what they can, we would appreciate that also. In closing, again, we just want to thank the citizens of Ascension Parish for their patience and understanding and all the support they have given everyone in our parish in our times of need. And again, if you need anything from the Sheriff's Office, 621-8300 extension 1. In an emergency situation, please dial 911. I'd like to bring up Mayor Barney Arsenault to update you on the City of Gonzalez situation.
Thank you, Colonel. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. As we stand here on a Friday morning, just to let you know, the southeast section of Gonzalez is still impacted. We still have some water. It's slow to reside. We ask your patience. Work along with us. I thank you so much for working as well as you have. I know this is just a horrible situation, but things, I promise you, will get better. Right now, we're moving into some cleanup operations. Just want to announce to you, whatever you have, whatever type trash you have, please put it in the road. We will start Monday with our trash trucks, with our graveler trucks, and try to get to you as soon as we possibly can. You've been very patient. We just need to ask you to continue to do so. As you know, City Hall went under. We had 6 inches of water inside the building. Operations are starting today. We have a trailer in the rear of the City Hall. If you have to pay your bills, you need licensing, anything that you would normally do at City Hall, please come to the rear of City Hall near the swimming pool. There is a trailer in the back there. You can visit with city folks, and they'll attend to your needs. The road closure, as I understand now, Edenborn Street is the only road we still have closed in the city limits. That's Edenborn Street next to the railroad track near City Hall. Ladies and gentlemen, like I said, this is going to continue for a little while. We've got another couple of days, maybe this water standing inside the city limits. Again, we ask for your patience. We thank you for doing everything that you can and helping your neighbors. Please call us, call the city police, call the fire department if you need any help, any assistance. Promise you we'll be there. Thank you once again, and I'd like to call Mr. Rick Weber back.
Thank you, Mayor. I just want to advise everybody that, you know, we're still vigilant. We're still working in a response phase, but we have to plan near term, short term, long term. So we're about to move to the recovery phase of this operation. Look, you guys are going to be applying for FEMA claims, and that's going to be the most important thing that we can do in the recovery process. Don't get discouraged. FEMA at times, all you need to do is provide them with one piece of paper. Sometimes that's all it takes. Paper's cheap. Give them the documentation that they're looking for, that they're asking for. Don't get frustrated. Provide them with what you want, and they'll be much more capable to help you with what you need. But let me give you an idea of what's going to happen during the recovery process. We've already met with FEMA. FEMA sent an incident management team to this parish, and they're assigning an incident management team specifically to Ascension that won't be working anywhere but in Ascension Parish. And we're going to house them at the Lamar-Dixon Expo Center. We're doing a site assessment for them today. They should be in here on Monday. We've already did an assessment for a disaster recovery center. That'll be opening next week. We'll announce that as soon as we get that more detailed information on where this center is going to be located. This disaster recovery center will be critical for all of our residents of the parish that may need FEMA assistance. So it'll be at the Lamar-Dixon Expo Center. Please go there. Please open a claim if you need to do so from FEMA. If you have damages to your houses, just stand by to Channel 21 and our Facebook page, and we will give you more information when this disaster recovery center is open. Those claims are going to be critical to the recovery process moving forward. Actually, when you register, we get more federal resources, whether direct support or FEMA individual assistance moving into the parish, only if you register. So it's important that you do so. Going to delay it a little bit. The Disaster Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, run by the state and the federal government, that's coming. We're planning it for emergency food stamps. That will also be open at Lamar-Dixon Expo Center. We've got a huge task to shift some things around at Lamar-Dixon. Good news is that our residents are moving back into their homes. We're going to consolidate both of the shelters into one. We're going to move donations management around so we can get the DSNAP operations up and running. So just again, stay tuned to Channel 21. Follow us on Facebook. And when that center opens, we will definitely let you know. We've already coordinated with our debris monitoring company and our debris removal contractor. We will begin removing debris from the right-of-ways in the parish beginning next week. We'll, again, stay tuned to Channel 21. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter when we'll explain to you what categories of debris we want you to put by the roadway. Quick things to remember about debris removal. Please don't place debris by utility services because a grapple truck will come by and yank your telephone service out. So don't place it by any utility service. Don't place it in any drainage servitudes, because if we get a flash flood, it stops the drainage that we have. And please don't place the debris in the lanes of travel of any road. We will focus on construction and demolition debris first. So as people begin to remove sheetrock and carpet, things of that nature, we'll put that to the road, and that's what we'll focus on first. Next will probably be vegetation, and then white goods and so on. But again, we'll post charts and graphics as much as we can to offer you any assistance to explain exactly how we're going to pick up debris. We'll be doing it by DPW zones, and we're going to advertise how many passes we're going to make and where we're going to be. This is not an easy process, so just be patient with us, and we'll get through it as best that we can. Our infrastructure took a pretty good hit in Ascension Parish, so we're going to be doing inspections to bridges, roadways, all of our other infrastructure throughout the parish. One ongoing operation that we have right now is in the Spanish Lake area, Ridge Road area. And if they wouldn't have undertaken this project that we have, standing water would have been in that area for much, much longer. So what they're doing is that they're cutting a 40-foot cut along the top of Alligator Bayou Road within Ascension Parish. And as the Manchac Bayou continues to recede, they'll deepen that cut to let the water out of the Spanish Lake Ridge Road area. This is going to relieve the pressure from that area and get the water out quicker so we can get our residents back to their homes so they can begin repairing. They have super bags on standby, and there's a crane on standby. So as they're making this cut, if for some reason Bayou Manchac begins to rise, that crane and the super bags will be put back in place to protect the residents in that area. Again, remain vigilant. We're not out of this by a long shot. Just make sure that you're cognizant of what you're doing, that you heed all protective action statements, and we'll support you just as best as we can. Guys, thank you for your support. We appreciate it. We appreciate your comments on Facebook. They've been wonderful. I can't ask for a better place to live in my office. I know Ascension Parish government and all other government agencies will do everything we can to support you through the incident. I'm Rick Weber. I'm the emergency manager for Ascension Parish, and this has been the 8 a.m. Unified Command Briefing for August 19th, 2016.